Hello everyone, welcome to your favorite YouTube channel by Project Ideas. Today what we are going to do is we are going to make a Django application for the to-do list. So now let's have a look at the requirements first. First we require an IDE for running and compiling the source code. Second we require a text editor. You may use any text editor as per your choice, but I have used here VS Code. Thirdly, you require an operating system. You may use any operating system, but the recommended ones are Windows 10 operating system or any other latest version. Fourthly, you require certain languages that we are going to use here because this is a major project. We are going to make an application. So we are not going to use simple languages like C, C++. We are going to use here Python, CSS, that is a cascading style sheets, PIP for installing certain requirements, the WEN virtual environment, and we are going to use here JavaScript and HTML, that is hypertext markup language for the web to make the web application front end look good. So now what we are going to do is we are going to have a look at the code and you will get to know what the Django part is, how does the Python file look like, what are the functionalities. So first let us move towards the accounts. Under accounts, let's go to the admin.python. What we are going to do here, what have we done here? Here we have registered our models in Django. You have to register your models. Here see from django.contrib we have imported the admin. So there is a concept called super user in Django where basically whatever the person who is admin, that person gets to handle all functionalities, and whatever transaction a sample user can do, that will be reflected in the super user or the admin dashboard. So in Django, you get this opportunity that you are going to have your own dashboard from the very starting. So from the beginning only, you are going to handle everything. Now let's have a forms.python. In the forms.python, we have certain placeholders, certain labels, and the character fields. So here what we are going to do is we are going to have, so this is the form K arguments, keyword arguments. So here we are going to take the input as the text input and the password input. So you are going to have and input the passcode first, just so as to get into the dashboard. Then that password should be in the form of the text. So this is the username because it's text. Because username, there is no particular username, but the password return type should be password only because it needs to be authenticated. Then here, you check the error. Like first, see when you're going to enter a username, if it's wrong, what is it required to store it again? It's not required, right? So that data needs to be cleaned first. So there is no requirement of storing an absurd data. So the username and passcode, if your entered is incorrect, then there is a special functionality so that to clean or remove those data. I hope you get it. Yeah. Then here we are going to validate the error. If there is any incorrect form of the username or password, then that needs to be modified so far, right? Then, then we are going to return the clean data. Then here we have the registration form. Here in the registration form, we have the character field, that is a username, email field where we are going to input the email, forms field where you are going to input the password. Then we have again password confirmation, because out of all those things which you have entered, password is something which is unique and which needs to be authenticated and confirmed. So if the passwords do not match, then it says passwords do not match. See, the passwords only authenticate. So here we are going to import the models because it's models.python. Then this is the tests.python. What we are going to do here? Here we are going to import forms, import user, test case and reverse. Then we are going to import the login form and the registration form. So basically login form and registration form are two separate things. First you need to register into your account, like register yourself into the dashboard. Then you get into login. So here, what you are going to register first? Email, username, password and password confirmation. This needs to be tested. Then the objects needs to be created and those objects need to be stored in the dashboard. Then we have certain functions in Python. How do you declare a function? By using the def keyword. And self, that should be your parameter. So here we have tear down, test get register, test get login, test register, test login. So let's see what does this functions basically do. For the tear down, you need to delete the function if there is certain function which is of no use, a username which is absurd or the time is lapsed, then you have to delete it. In register, you are going to register the particular person, you are going to register the particular account, and you're going to store it in the registration form. Then test get login, what do you do? This is your login form. Your authenticated login of the person is done. Like a random user can't log in into your website. So basically, a person who is authenticated, that person needs to be logged into the account. Now we have this register data. So here a new user will be created. When you're going to have the register function, when you see the register function, the first thing which pops up in your mind is a new user is going to be registered. Because a user can be registered only once with the same username but can log in multiple number of times. It's very simple, right? You log in to the Instagram multiple number of times, but you register in Instagram for the first time, only one time, with the same username and password. If you a single person is going to register, that person can log in 5 or 6 or multiple number of times. But just for an instance, let's think you and I we are going to create Instagram account to Instagram account using a single username and password. That will be a violation of the law or it will be called duplication. That is the same thing which is happening here. Then this is a test login. Now, firstly, see here in this part where there is a test, here basically no user is logged in. And when you're getting the parameter as authenticated user ID, then the user is logged in. This is a system, this is a mode in which the data is stored in the dashboard. Here you're going to check if error messages are part of the response or not. So if the post or if a person who has entered or who is trying to register is invalid, it's ambiguous, then it says that sorry, this is invalid. And if the passcode is sometimes the pass you get the passcode as no, this password is already taken, no, this password cannot be used, this username is taken, this username is very small, the password is not too strong. So basically that things. Then next is login form test. Here the valid test case is covered by accounts test. Because why? We need a user. Is required to run the code. Someone is required to use our system. So basically for that we need a username. Then this is the password. So if no user name is there, then that field will be required. If for empty username, empty password, that field is a mandatory. If you have only username, you do not have the password, then that is of no use. If you have no username, you have a password, that is of no use. These all are invalid credentials. Then let's move to the URLs. In the URLs, what we have login, logout, register. First, you have to import the path, then you have import the views. So you can see here, right? See here from accounts import views, but the views is used here. So everything is connected. You can see here. You can't write this particular code in a single Python file. It will be thousands and thousands and thousands of lines. So basically, what we do is we divide it. We make certain small files, and we need to import that there so that it will be easy for a person. See, I have written the code, but it will be easy for you to understand. If I write everything in a single file, you won't be able to get. As you know, there is two forms of request, post and get. Here we are going to use the post. And here we have got the username and password, list index. Then here we already got the username, email and password and forms, the registration forms. So if you want to log in, then you use a post. Register, you use the post. Then for logout, the indexes will be acted out and the system will be logged out. You will be logged out basically. Now let's move to the API part. Here basically we have a class called meta in which we have these all fields. Then in the test.python, these are basically certain setups. The tear down which I told you there, the test, post, test, get, these are validated here. Certain things are defined here. The username, password, test. If it's test, then no user has been defined till now. The user is not logged in. If authentication ID is it, that means a person has logged in. This is urls.py. Here we are going to see the users, to-do list and to-dos. So here the URLs are seen. Now in the views, In the views, we are going to have a model view set, the user serializer, the to-do list serializer. So basically, here we are going to have to read the permissions to allow any requests. Now we will always allow get, head, options, and requests. So if the object doesn't have a creator, you have to allow all the methods. Like if you do not have a user, then you have to allow all the methods. Methods is get, post, options. So these are the methods. And the instance which have an attribute which it is named as creator. Then let's go to the lists part. In the list, in the admin, we have the import admin. In the forms, what we have? In the forms, we have the class, the placeholder, and the widget, label, and the max length. These are the keyword arguments, and the attributes are entered to. You have to enter your to-do. This basically when will work on the code. When I'll show you the implementation of the code, you will get to know what is a list, what I mean by list, what I mean by enter your to-do, what do you mean by enter a title. So I'll show you that. These are the models. Remember, we have imported models there. Here we are going to use those models. So these are the to-do models. The here certain functions are defined like str, close, reopen, etc. Then we have the test.python. In the test.python, what we do again, I have told you that there. Here also we have the test.python. See, so here also we have those the same test.python. Then urls.python. In the urls.python, we have basically listed all the path. We have shown all the path. Then in the views.python, we have the look. How do our system look like? So the requests are mentioned here, the IDs of those requests, then the login, the new to-do list option, the add. When you want to create a new thing, like I have today's to-do list. So whatever I'll do today may not overlap with something that will I'll do tomorrow. So that will be a new to-do list for tomorrow. So for today's to-do list, I have to create a separate one. For next one, a new to-do list will be created. And if in the today's to-do list, I need to add certain things which I need to do in my bucket list. So basically, I have to add. So I hope enough with this speech. Now I'll run it and I'll show it to you. How does it basically look when we run? So I think I ran it for you once. So let's see by running. I have to do python manage.py run server. Python manage.py. This is how you run it actually. Run server. Let's see. So this is my URL. I need to copy it from here. Control C. And I need to paste it somewhere. Control V, paste. So let me, I had opened once. Yeah, cool. So see, let's log in first. Or what can we do? Let's log in. I'm a new user. Now let me register. So my username is say Simran. My emails, let me put this one. Passcode. Okay. Password confirmation. Okay. Register. So I've done it. So I have let me log in now. Log in. So it says see Simran. Cool. Enter your to do. What I need to do is I need to study hard today. Ja. This is a title only. Simran's to do. Okay. This is Simran's to do. Oh, this is untitled. Okay, okay. Just a bit. Hmm. Let's see. Play. Dance. Then sing. Then study. Then code. Then sleep. Okay. So I have six things which I are open. Like these things I have not done, and this one I have done. So it's a strike through. It's one finished and six are open. Let me click on play. So two finished. Let me click on code. I have done the code. Three finished. Sleep. Then study, sing. I have not danced today, so it's one. Okay. So this is a basic simple to-do list which you have created using Django, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I hope you understood the working of this code. For more interesting project ideas, stay tuned to our channel. Thank you and have a great day.